By 25, I had $1 million in my account, and not a single dollar of it came from anything my parents, my teachers, or my school ever told me to do. In fact, most of what they taught me was keeping me broke. I grew up in a normal household, middle class. My parents worked hard, genuinely, back-breakingly hard, and I watched them do it my entire life. And I told myself, that's what success looks like. You work hard, you save, you wait. But here's what nobody told me. Hard work alone has never made anyone a millionaire. Systems do, decisions do, knowledge does. And the people who have that knowledge, they're not sharing it in school. They're not putting in textbooks. And most of them, they're not even talking about it openly. So today I'm going to give you the 7 secrets that completely changed my life. The ones that took me from broke and confused at 21 to financially free by 25. And I'm not talking about cut your coffee advice or invest in your 401k nonsense. I'm talking about real shifts, mental shifts, financial shifts, the kind that actually move the needle. Before we get into it, if you're new here, my name is your name. I built my first business at 22, failed at 23, rebuilt smarter at 24, and crossed 7 figures before my 25th birthday. I'm not here to impress you. I'm here because I genuinely wish someone had sat me down and said everything I'm about to say to you right now. So save this video. Seriously, save it right now, because you're going to want to come back to this one. And follow for more, because this is just the beginning of what I'm going to be sharing with you. Let's get into secret number 1. And this one is going to make some of you uncomfortable, because it goes against everything you were told growing up. Secret number 1. Your income is not determined by how hard you work. It's determined by how many people you serve. Asterisk, asterisk. Think about that for a second. Your teacher works incredibly hard. Your nurse works incredibly hard. The guy cleaning offices at midnight works incredibly hard. And yet, a YouTuber who makes funny videos, a developer who builds one app, an entrepreneur who solves one specific problem for 1 million people. They can make more in a month than those hardworking people make in a decade. Is that fair? Maybe not. But is it true? Absolutely. The world doesn't pay you for effort. The world pays you for value delivered at scale. That was the first thing nobody taught me. I spent years thinking if I just worked harder, stayed later, tried more, the money would follow. It didn't, because I was trading time for money. 1 hour, 1 paycheck, and there are only 24 hours in a day, which means there's a hard ceiling on what you can ever earn that way. The moment I understood that I needed to decouple my income from my time, everything changed. I stopped asking, how can I work more? And started asking, how can I serve more people without being physically present? That question alone is worth $1 million. So your first homework, and yes, I'm giving you homework, is to ask yourself right now, what do I know? What can I do? Or what problem can I solve that other people would pay for? Not what your degree says. Not what your job title says. What can you actually do that creates value for someone else? Write that down. Seriously, pause this video and write it down, because everything we're about to talk about builds on that answer. All right, that's secret number 1. Secret number 2, and this one genuinely broke my brain the first time I heard it. Secret number 2, your bank account is a direct reflection of your beliefs, not your efforts. I know how that sounds. Bear with me. When I was 21, I had a deeply buried belief that money was something that happened to other people. People who were luckier, more connected, born into the right family. And I didn't even know I believed that. It was just running in the background like an app you forgot to close. And here's the dangerous thing about a belief like that. It makes you self-sabotage without even realizing it. You'll get an opportunity and talk yourself out of it. You'll start something and quit right before it works. You'll make money and then spend it immediately because deep down, some part of you doesn't believe you're supposed to have it. I had a mentor, the first genuinely wealthy person who ever took time to talk to me. And he asked me one question that stopped me cold. He said, if I put $1 million in your account tomorrow, what's the first thing your brain does? And honestly, my first instinct was panic. Asterisk, what if I lose it? What if people find out? What if I make the wrong decision? Asterisk. He looked at me and said, that right there is why you don't have it yet. Wealthy people are comfortable with money. They're comfortable talking about it, managing it, making decisions with it. They don't treat it like this fragile, dangerous thing that might disappear if they breathe wrong. And that comfort doesn't come from having money first. It comes from studying it, reading about it, being around people who have it, normalizing it in your mind before it shows up in your account. So start now. Read about money. Watch how wealthy people talk about it. Stop treating it like a taboo subject. The more normal it feels to you, the more naturally it will flow toward you. Secret number 3, your network isn't just your net worth. It's your entire ceiling. Asterisk, asterisk. This is the one that physically changed the direction of my life. There's a reason the same names keep showing up in every industry. The same investors backing the same founders. The same people getting the same opportunities over and over again. It's not always talent. It's not always luck. It's proximity. When I was broke and spinning my wheels, I looked around and realized every single person in my close circle was also broke and spinning their wheels. And we were all sitting around telling each other that the system was rigged and success was for other people. And maybe the system isn't perfect. Sure, but that conversation wasn't getting any of us anywhere. The day I made my first real move was the day I decided to get uncomfortable and put myself in rooms where I was clearly the least successful person there. I went to events I could barely afford to attend. I offered to work for free for people I wanted to learn from. I sent cold messages to people I admired, not asking for anything, just genuinely engaging with their work. And slowly, my circle started to shift. And as my circle shifted, so did my thinking. So did my opportunities. So did my income. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. You've heard that before. But what nobody tells you is that you don't have to know those 5 people personally. You can consume their podcasts, their books, their interviews, their content, and let their mindset start to rewire yours. That's what I did before I could get into the rooms physically. I let the people I wanted to be like live in my ears for hours every day. And it worked. Now here's the practical side of this, because I never want to just give you theory. Go identify 3 people in the field you want to be in. Not celebrities. Real, accessible people who are a few steps ahead of you. Study what they do. Engage with their content genuinely. Find ways to add value to them before you ever ask for anything. Most people approach networking like beggars. Can you help me? Can you give me a chance? Can you share my work? The people who actually build powerful networks show up like contributors. They bring something to the table first. They make themselves useful. They give before they ask. That shift alone, from taker to contributor, will open more doors than any resume you ever send out. So let's recap where we are. Secret 1, stop trading time for money. Start thinking about how to serve people at scale. Secret 2, your beliefs about money are either your biggest asset or your biggest liability. Fix the belief before you chase the bag. Secret 3, your network is your ceiling. Upgrade the room, upgrade your life. We're just getting warmed up. Secrets 4 and 5 are where it gets really tactical. We're talking about money moves, income streams, and the specific financial decisions that most 20-somethings won't make until it's already too late. Secret number 4, and pay very close attention here, because this is where most people in their 20s completely fall apart financially. Secret number 4, stop saving money. Start buying assets. Asterisk, asterisk. I know exactly what your parents told you. Save your money. Put in the bank. Build your savings account. And look, I'm not saying savings are evil. Having an emergency fund is basic financial survival. But saving alone will never make you wealthy. Ever. Here's why. Inflation is quietly, consistently, relentlessly eating your savings alive. Every year that your money sits in a bank account earning 0.5% interest while inflation runs at 3, 4, 5%, you are actually getting poorer while feeling like you're being responsible. Your bank is not your friend. It is using your money to invest and generate returns, and paying you almost nothing for the privilege of borrowing it. The wealthy don't save their way to wealth. They buy assets. And an asset, in the simplest possible terms, is anything that puts money into your pocket over time. Stocks that pay dividends. Real estate that generates rental income. A business that runs without you. Intellectual property. A course, a book, a piece of software that sells while you sleep. These are assets. A new car? Not an asset. A designer wardrobe? Not an asset. A bigger apartment than you actually need right now? Definitely not an asset. When I was 22, I made a decision that felt genuinely painful at the time. I was making decent money from a side hustle, and every part of me wanted to upgrade my lifestyle. New apartment, new car, new everything. Instead, I kept my lifestyle exactly where it was: humble, boring, minimal, and I took every extra dollar and bought assets. Index funds, a small piece of a real estate deal through a syndication. I reinvested profits back into my business. I bought an online course business for a few $1,000s that was already generating passive income. It felt slow. It felt unsexy. My friends were out there living their best lives on Instagram, and I was reading financial reports on a Friday night. But by 24, those assets were generating income on their own. Money was coming in whether I worked that day or not. And that changes everything about how you move through the world. So here's the question I want you to sit with, and I mean really sit with it. Every time you're about to spend money, ask yourself, is this taking money out of my future, or is this building it? That one filter, applied consistently over 2 or 3 years, will completely transform your financial position. It's not about being cheap. It's not about depriving yourself. It's about being intentional with every single dollar that passes through your hands. Because your dollars are either working for you or working against you. There is no neutral. Secret number 5, multiple income streams aren't a luxury. They're the only real financial security that exists. Asterisk, asterisk. Let me ask you something. If you lost your job tomorrow, your main source of income just disappeared overnight, how long could you survive? Genuinely, how many months before things got really desperate? For most people, the answer is terrifying. 2 months, maybe 3, some people 2 weeks. And yet we've been sold this idea that a stable job is financial security, that a salary is safety. It's not. A salary is one stream, one source, one decision by one employer standing between you and financial crisis. That is not security. That is fragility dressed up in a benefits package. Every wealthy person I have ever met, studied, or read about has multiple streams of income. Not because they got wealthy and then built them. They built them in order to get wealthy. The average millionaire has 7 income streams. 7. Now, I'm not telling you to go build 7 businesses tomorrow. That's not realistic, and that's not what I did. But I'm telling you that you need to start building a second stream. Right now, before you feel ready, before it's convenient, because it will never feel convenient. There will always be a reason to wait. Always something more urgent demanding your time and attention. The people who build wealth do it anyway. Here's how I think about income streams in the simplest way possible. There are active streams where you trade time for money. Your job, freelancing, consulting. These are fine. These are your foundation. Then there are passive streams where an asset you've already built or bought generates income without your daily involvement. Rental income, dividends, digital products, royalties, affiliate income, ad revenue. Your goal, starting today, is to take a percentage of every active dollar you earn and use it to build or buy something passive. Even if it's small. Even if your first passive income is $12 a month from a dividend stock. That $12 is a seed. You water it. You add to it. And over time, that seed becomes something that can feed you. I want to give you one more thing before we get to the final batch, because I think this is something nobody talks about honestly enough. Building multiple income streams is hard in the beginning. It requires you to work your full-time job or your main hustle, and then come home and work on something else. It requires weekends. It requires saying no to things that feel fun right now in exchange for freedom that feels incredible later. And there will be a period, sometimes a long one, where you're putting in enormous effort and seeing almost nothing in return. Where the second stream feels like a drain, not a source. That period is the filter. That's where most people quit. The ones who push through it, who stay consistent even when the numbers are embarrassing, even when nobody is watching, even when it feels pointless. Those are the ones who end up on the other side of it looking back in disbelief at how far they've come. Let's recap what we've covered so far. Secret 1. Serve people at scale. Decouple your income from your time. Secret 2. Fix your money beliefs. Your mindset is either your vault or your leak. Secret 3. Upgrade your network. Get in better rooms and become a contributor. Secret 4. Stop saving, start buying assets. Make your money work for you. Secret 5. Build multiple income streams. One source is not security. It's a single point of failure. 2 secrets left, and I saved the most important ones for last, because secrets 6 and 7 aren't about money at all, and that's exactly why they'll make you more of it than everything else combined. Secret number 6, and I want you to really hear this one, because it is the secret that nobody talks about when they talk about wealth. Everyone wants to discuss the strategies, the investments, the income streams, but they skip right over this because it's not glamorous and it doesn't make a good thumbnail. Secret number 6. The fastest way to build wealth is to become someone wealth is attracted to. What does that mean practically? It means your discipline, your consistency, your reputation, and your character are not soft skills. They're financial skills. They are directly, measurably connected to how much money flows into your life and how much of it stays there. Think about who gets the best opportunities in any room. Is it always the most talented person? No. Is it always the smartest? No. It's the person people trust. The person who does what they say they're going to do. The person who shows up on time, delivers on their promises, communicates clearly, and treats people with respect, whether or not there's anything in it for them. That person gets referred. That person gets called first. That person gets offered deals that never get advertised publicly. Reputation is the oldest and most powerful form of marketing that has ever existed, and it costs you nothing except your integrity. When I was building my first business, I had a competitor who was more skilled than me, genuinely better at the technical side of what we both did. But he was inconsistent. He overpromised. He disappeared when things got hard. He burned bridges and told himself it didn't matter. Within 2 years, he was out of the industry, and I was still there. Not because I was more talented, but because people knew they could count on me. That reputation compounded. Every person I delivered for told someone else. Every relationship I protected opened 3 more doors. You cannot buy that. You cannot shortcut it. You build it one interaction at a time, over years, and it becomes the most valuable thing you own. So here's what I want you to do starting tomorrow. Treat every single commitment like a contract. If you say you'll do something, do it. If you can't, communicate early. Don't disappear. Reply to messages. Follow up when you say you will. Be the person in your circle who is known for being reliable. In a world where flakiness is the norm, simply being dependable makes you extraordinary. And extraordinary people attract extraordinary opportunities. Secret number 7, the last one, and honestly, the one I wish someone had hammered into me at 18. Secret number 7, urgency is the one thing that separates people who dream about wealth from people who actually build it. Not intelligence, not talent, not connections, not even capital. Urgency. Most people are living like they have infinite time, like there will always be a better moment to start, a more convenient season, a point in the future where everything lines up perfectly and the timing finally feels right. That moment does not exist. I talk to people in their 30s and 40s who tell me they wish they had started investing at 25. I talk to people at 25 who tell me they're going to start when they're more stable. I talk to people who are waiting to feel ready, waiting to have more money, waiting for the fear to go away. The fear does not go away before you start. It goes away because you start. Every single day you wait is a day of compound interest you will never get back. A day of experience you don't have. A day of network you haven't built. A day of reputation you haven't earned. Time is the one asset that is completely, irreversibly non-renewable. You can make more money. You can rebuild lost relationships. You can recover from almost any failure. You cannot get back a single day. When I decided at 21 that I was done waiting to feel ready, done waiting for someone to give me permission, done waiting for the perfect idea or the perfect moment, everything shifted. Not because my circumstances changed overnight. They didn't. I was still broke. I still had no connections. I still had more fear than confidence on most days. But I started moving. And movement creates momentum. And momentum creates results. And results create belief. And belief, as we talked about earlier, changes everything. So let me ask you directly, what are you waiting for? What is the thing you know you need to start? The business, the investment account, the side hustle, the conversation, the course, the application that you keep pushing to tomorrow? Because tomorrow has a way of becoming next week. And next week becomes next year. And next year becomes a decade of looking back and wondering what could have been if you had just started today. Start today. Start messy. Start scared. Start small. Just start. Let's bring this all the way home. 7 secrets that your parents never taught you. Not because they didn't love you, but because nobody taught them either. Secret 1. Serve people at scale. Your income grows when your impact grows. Secret 2. Fix the belief before you chase the money. Your mindset is your foundation. Secret 3. Upgrade your network. Get in better rooms and show up as a contributor. Secret 4. Buy assets, not liabilities. Make every dollar work harder than you do. Secret 5. Build multiple income streams. One source is one crisis away from collapse. Secret 6. Become someone wealth is attracted to. Your character and reputation are financial instruments. Secret 7. Move with urgency. Time is your most valuable and most finite resource. These 7 things changed my entire life. And I genuinely believe they can change yours too. But only if you do something with them. Information without action is just entertainment. So pick one, just one of these 7, and commit to taking one real, concrete step toward it in the next 24 hours. Not next week, not when things calm down, tomorrow. If this video added value to your life, and I really hope it did, save it right now so you can come back to it. Share it with someone in your life who needs to hear this. And follow for more, because I put out content like this regularly, and I don't want you to miss what's coming next. I'll see you in the next one.